so that I can understand you. Each one of us should understand each other so that we can come on a common platform. When we come on common platform, then the communication starts. Suppose if a Tamil paper is given to me and I am asked to read and understand the content, I may not be able to understand because I am not having knowledge of Tamil or Chinese for that matter. To have an understanding, we should know each other. Thank you that you informed me you are all are from degree colleges teaching science, more specifically biological science. It's a great pleasure to be with you all, and I thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to speak to you. Okay, my slides have changed. I am going to talk about pedagogy, approaches, methods, and methods and techniques of teaching. All of you are doing teaching. An interesting and a simple question which I am asking is, how many of you have done D.Ed or B.Ed? So for you, those who have done D.Ed, B.Ed, it's a kind of revision. Same thing, same book. Say for example, Holy Quran, Holy Bible. If you read again and again, you will get your own perspective each time. When you read childhood poems, you get a different perspective. Huh? So like that, for those who are done B.Ed, it's a new perspective you are going to get. And each author, each presenter will have his own style of presenting, giving examples. And at higher education, probably I may be utilizing primary or secondary grade examination examples. Maybe it may be a simple thing for your interest. Since I was not aware of your background, I might have utilized some other examples of other subjects also that will that is of lower level knowledge, but it will definitely help you. When we talk of pedagogy, earlier we used to call methods of teaching sciences. Now it is called pedagogy of teaching sciences. Pedagogy contains approaches, methods, and techniques of teaching. Before I start, I tell you that very less time is there. Keep your mobiles ready. I will give some activity in between. Try to scan those images and respond. You can scan the image using your mobile. How do you feel today? This code you can scan or you can type this and respond.
How to scan that?
Open your camera. Open your camera. Scan this QR code. Any screen which is nearby to you. How do you feel today? Means after having food, we become very happy, tired. Instance, maybe because it's too far.
Sir, how scan?
You go to polls everywhere. Polls everywhere. You go to this website in your Google Chrome. Polls, poll.com/Patel 357. Google Chrome you can go.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody is very happy. Very good. So sir says that he is very happy. Polls everywhere. Browser, please. Type this in the browser. If it is not scanning, you can type in the browser. Okay, I will take that all of you are happy. Okay, happy. Okay. Somebody is sad. You can type, no issue. Okay, 7% say partially happy. Angry also, somebody is angry. %, 0%. Okay, let us go to next, only to make you active after the lunch. Okay. Now, concept of teaching with special reference to sciences. I'll go very quickly. I am asking you another simple question. Same website, EV. Okay. Polls, EV.com. Yeah. Whether teaching science is whether teaching is science or arts. No, no, it can be anything. Perspective differs. Whether teaching is science or arts, only two options are. Only two options are there. Either either science or arts. Why I am asking you? I am making you clear what is teaching. Okay. See, you have been teaching, nothing to tell new about teaching. Teaching, you might have seen somebody teaching, so you are teaching. What does a teacher do if anybody asks? A teacher teaches. This is the simple response by a layman. For teaching purpose, what do? You identify the content, what you are going to teach. You prepare your lesson. You transact in the classroom. Either you talk or you ask the student to speak. You check whether he is understanding or not. You give them assignments. Teaching for a layman, he is talking in the classroom. For others, everybody, teaching involves, for a teacher, teaching involves lot many activities. Not only coming and speaking anything in the class. If you are doing practicals, that is also a part of teaching. And if you are unable to do practicals, what you will do? You will show them animations or examples. Sometimes you will use a chart, cutouts, models. You take them to laboratory, monitor their activity. Sometimes you demonstrate. Lot of activities. For a layman, what does teacher do? Teacher talks in the classroom. Teacher teaches. For a teacher, teacher does so many things. Why he does? Everything has got a purpose. If you ask a question, a layman asking a question is to know. A teacher asking a question is to understand whether his students have understood or not. See, art means those talents which are internal. Okay, a singer can sing very eloquently. A speaker can speak easily. Okay, these are art. Okay, fine art. Drawing is an art. Performing is an art. Playing tabla is an art. Whereas teaching can also be learned. How to speak, whether voice should be loud or small, whether you should show the gesture or not. These are the things which are learned by the teacher. These things we teach in B.Ed and D.Ed programs. That is why I said teaching can be learned by practice also. Science is learned by practice. It's a systematic process. You follow one step, second step, third step, all the steps, you will come at the conclusion. Scientific method. You encounter a problem, try to resolve, give your conclusions. Step by step. Teaching is also a step by step activity. Before going to class, you read out your content. Try to know what teaching aids you are going to use. So teaching can be an art. Born teachers are also there. Made teachers are also there. If only born teachers were there, there would have not have been any need of running D.Ed and B.Ed programs. Only Aristotle or only Plato or only Chanakya could have been a teacher. All of us would not have become a teacher. We have become teacher because we know how to transact in the classroom. How we have learned in a systematic way. That is why some people have said it is a science, as well as some have said it's an art. I have given a reverse image. Pedagogy, I am going to cover approaches. As I have told you, Approaches, there is no one approach. There are three approaches I'm going to speak today. Methods, there is no one method. Method, teacher will be doing more activity or student will be doing more activity. There are different methods. Techniques, there are different techniques. Like memorization is one technique. Recall may become one technique. Sitting together, discussing the issues may become another technique. So let us take approaches to science. Since time is limited, I am going to take only three approaches, and the group is of science. So three different approaches are there: inductive approach, deductive approach, and constructive approach. Can you tell me what is inductive approach? Simple to complex. Yes. Like for example, what happens if ball is thrown up? Ball is thrown up. What happens? It goes away. It comes back. It comes back. What happens when a mango is disconnected from a branch? It hangs there. Mango is disconnected. Will it hang there? It comes down. Okay. What happens if a paper is let free from the top of the building? If you throw, it will fly. But will it go up or will it go down? Down. See, three different examples I have taken. One going up and coming, another disconnected and falling down, another very light object falling down. Okay? I have taken three examples. But in all these three examples, what is happening to the object? Object is coming down. Right. This is because of gravitation. We are giving examples and drawing some conclusions. These examples are seen by the student. They experience many things. By giving examples, if you are concluding with a generalization, this is called inductive approach. Simple to complex, example to rule, all these things. Known to unknown, specific to general, concrete to abstract. Framing generalization is possible. Laws and scientific way. It is a scientific way of teaching. And learning, this way if you teach, learning will be long lasting. It is logical, psychological, and learning by doing happens here. This is useful for lower level. When child is lower level, if you tell him some law or some principle, or if you give him theory, he will not understand. So at that level, you have to use this. Useful for young generations. Syllabus cannot be covered. Okay? Can you cover using so many examples the entire syllabus? The prime objective of the teacher is to cover the syllabus. So it cannot be covered. So each concept, when you are teaching through inductive method, it is going to take lot of time. It consumes lot of time. So it is time consuming also. There are some positive aspects, there are some negative aspects. In each person, in each personality, in each theory, there are different. So this is inductive approach. Another one is, what is another approach? It is deductive approach. Deductive approach means you give them law, principle, or you give the general statement. From there, examples have to be drawn. Like, for example, uh, here I have taken two tests. Blue litmus turns red and red litmus turns blue. Okay? These are the actions happening when a litmus paper is dipped in the solution. If it is acidic, it turns to red. If it is basic, it turns to blue. So here you are giving general rule first, then you are giving examples. This is opposite to inductive. It includes general, it takes us from general statement to specific examples. It takes from law to examples. Law is not known to the child or learner. From there you are giving examples, unknown to known. Advantages is more information is given in the less time. Completion of the syllabus is possible, useful at higher level. Disadvantages, it is not psychological. If you ask somebody to remember by force, then it becomes unpsychological. Learner does not become active because he is not doing the examples. It is not scientific. For example, if you give general rule, then you can give all the acids and ask them to test. That becomes deductive approach. There is a new approach called constructive approach. Those who have studied B.Ed also, probably during that time this constructive approach was not taught. Constructive means constructing a house brick by brick. Huh? The entire house is constructed. Our knowledge is constructed based on our previous knowledge. We are not learning very unknown things. We are relating our present situation to something which we are having in our mind. So constructive approach. This was proposed by Piaget Vygotsky. Learning is not only exchange of knowledge. Till now we were concentrating on inductive approach, deductive approach, knowledge is created, knowledge has to be imparted, knowledge has to be given. No. But now construction of experience is important. You take out any primary or secondary level book, you see that the exposure is given to the child. You go to the garden, check what kind of the leaves are there on the plants, compare the leaves. So experience, child's experience is important. Learn from knowledge. See, learn from knowledge from a knowledgeable person. More knowledgeable other who is instructor or teacher here. From him you have to learn. That means you have to interact with him. If you talk to a knowledgeable person, you will learn. That is why it is always said that be in a knowledgeable group. If you sit along with knowledgeable people, then you definitely try to learn new things. If you sit with idiots, you will not learn anything, isn't it? That is why attending such kind of programs is also a kind of rejuvenation and renovation of our own ideas. So we learn from more knowledgeable persons. Increases achievement, practical activities are given based on previous knowledge, we get the information. When people are sitting together and sharing their ideas, experiences, social interaction also takes place. Teacher must know what is in the background of the students. Like for example, you are teaching in your own areas. Somebody is working in rural area, somebody is working in urban area. So urban teachers have to give the knowledge to the student based on their background. Rural teachers have to give the knowledge based on their background so that learning can be easy. Some people may be from tribal areas. Give them example from their own background so that learning can be long lasting. Teacher must know what is into the background. I told you, students become active because their knowledge they are relating. That is why you just look at the syllabus of the school. First, children are taught my family, my body part, my family, my society. Then it goes to UN and all at higher level. If you directly teach them about UNO, they will not understand. The child knows his body and body parts. Teach him first. Then tell him about his family. This is how the knowledge is constructed gradually. Teacher asks questions to relate their knowledge, provide experiences, and time restriction is not present here. When you are sitting and talking to somebody, you spend as much time as you want. So this is why time approach is not there. Another question, which approach do you find is good for you? Inductive approach, deductive approach, or constructive approach? Three approaches I have given. No right or wrong answer. Automatically, once you are logged in, probably your next screen will be this only. I am getting rating from you. No, don't scan. Once you are logged in, no, now my new question is appearing in your refresh checked. No, I have not given. It can be. You are right. All can be there. Based on situation only we keep changing, no? Sometimes we use inductive approach, sometimes deductive approach. That is why it is called inductive deductive approach. Sometimes constructive approach we use. We can keep changing. But just for a fun sake, I have included this rating. Most of you are saying constructive approach is good, and now this is talk of the town. People are using constructive approach. Let us go to next. Teacher-centered methods. I am going to talk about the methods, different methods. Methods I have divided in today's discussion in two types. One is teacher-centered method, another is who will be doing more activity, who is more knowledgeable, other person is plain slate, huh? Tabula rasa. That is called tabula rasa, plain slate. Child does not know anything, so write anything you want, tell him anything, he will keep those things in his mind, so he will learn based on that. In childhood, whatever our teachers have told, most probably those things are there in our mind, unable to erase. That is why one theory says that teacher-centered approaches are a must. So what are the teacher-centered? These are the methods which I am going to talk. Teacher-centered methods and student-centered method. 3 I have taken from teacher-centered. 4 I have taken from student-centered for today's discussion to limit my presentation. Teacher-centered methods. There are 3 teacher-centered methods. Lecture method, lecture come demonstration method, historical method. 3 methods I am going to speak. Lecture method. What happens in the lecture method? Teacher is talking, students are
Listen.
teacher active, students passive. Okay. So it's a unidirectional. Whenever we go, wherever we go, most probably we see teacher is talking. That is why an ordinary man says, what teacher does? Teacher talks in the classroom. Not more than that. From his viewpoint, teacher means talking in the class. Okay, so unidirectional. Teacher is active here. Advantages is most of us are bound by syllabus also. No, we have to complete the curriculum. Completion of curriculum is possible. It is less expensive because only teacher's salary we have to pay. We need not pay for AC rooms. We need not pay for LCD. We need not pay for such monitors. A teacher is talking. The more interesting teacher is, the class will be interesting. That is why sometimes it is said that my classroom climate will be understood by my face. If I am smiling, my class is smiling. If I shout, the entire class will be pin drop silence. Isn't it? My face is the index of my class. Yes. So that is why it's less expensive. Address large gathering. See, I am talking. If I give you practical activity, most probably I have to give 50 experiments to all of you. 50 instruments I have to give. But when I am talking, only one teacher is enough for 50 people. Okay. Whether you listen or not, that is left to you. But one teacher is enough. Okay. Address large gathering, effective for impactful teacher. If you are an impactful teacher, I still remember some of my teachers whose impact is there in my mind. I am unable to forget them. Mostly when I'm talking to you, I'm remembering my botany and zoology teachers also. They have lasting impact till now for my life. Impactful teachers make impact. Above average students learn better in the classroom. Okay. Disadvantages is if teacher goes astray from the topic. Most of the time, for my presentations, make use of PowerPoint presentations. People say, what is this? You are dependent on PowerPoint presentations. Yes, I am not dependent on PowerPoint presentations. See, a train runs on a track. I want to reach my destination. I want to teach. Whatever I want to communicate, I want to communicate. Otherwise, give 1 hour space for teacher. Teacher can talk anything from the curriculum, outside the curriculum. He can speak anything. I don't want to go astray away from my talk. That is why I restrict myself to this. So if teacher goes astray, the entire 1 hour will become waste. Unpsychological. Teacher talking, student not doing anything becomes unpsychological. It becomes sometimes boring. Is it boring to you what I'm talking? If it is boring, then because after lunch, no, sometimes it becomes boring. But only 1 hour you have to bear, no? So you are used to it. No, no, teachers are not used to it, ma'am. Because of this training program, you are keeping yourself engaged. Otherwise, given an opportunity, you will come and speak for an hour here. You like to, because all teachers want to talk. Who wants to listen? That is it. Uh, Judgment, critical outlook and judgment taking not possible. Can you take critical outlook? Say, for example, if I give a laboratory work, he sees why this wire is connected here, why not the other side. In the classroom, if teacher tells point A to point B, point B to point C, wires have to be connected. Student takes it as it is because teacher is telling, more authoritative. He is talking and the student is only learning. That is why. That is why in science, another method is also utilized. It is called lecture cum demonstration method. Lecture is supplemented by demonstration because science has to be demonstrated. We have to see, but how it has to be done. See, last person may not be able to see microscope if I am showing some object here. You have to demonstrate in such a way that last person also is able to see it. Make big chart or keep your experiment table on the top. Titration you are doing, acid bed titration, so that last person is also able to see. Make the light in the laboratory because dark room experiments, if you are doing litmus test, will not be visible to the last person. So all these care have to be taken. Science requires demonstration. Use charts, models, and equipments for demonstration. These are simple examples. I am giving superficial knowledge only as an exposure for you. Detailed things you can read in methods of teaching books. Preparation in advance has to be done. See what happens if any experiment you want to do, suddenly you think that I am capable of doing, you go to the classroom and start searching where is acid, where is diluted acid, where is base, where is another component, where is flask, where is burette, where is pipette. Now, if you are not prepared in advance, equipments are not available, then we will be cutting a sorry figure before the students. So before demonstrating, you have to plan properly. Size of the equipment, I told you, even the last benches should also be able to see it. Then air and ventilation should be there because you are demonstrating for the entire class. No two groups are working. The entire class is seeing. Light and ventilation is not there. It becomes very fatigue for the students. When to do the demonstrations? I think lecture it is better than lecture. Okay, lecture teacher is talking, demonstration practically students are seeing. When few or costly instruments are involved. Generally, I'm talking of schools where few and costly instruments are involved, then you can do demonstrations. How do you do? I do not know at degree level. Fear of experiments like concentrated acid experiments for children. Do you use lecture method? Do you use lecture come demonstration method? Okay. For 5-10 minutes. Okay. Interaction. That is good because we have to keep our this one students engaged. Somehow our idea should be that historic method. There is another method called historic method. Every innovation has a history. Every science and scientist is a product of history. Okay. When Einstein was there, Second World War took place. So naturally, Second World War has affected him. When Abdul Kalam was there as a scientist, Pokhran test took place. So his political situation scenario helped him do that. Understand history helps understand science and innovations. Science existed long, long ago, but not by the name of science, as a philosophy, as a thought process, as a thinking. It existed. Very recently, we have given name of science, and very recently we have started teaching science in the schools. Maybe 19th century we have started, 1850 onwards or something like that. Then now we have come to this level. So slowly and gradually it has taken the shape of the curriculum. For example, I am giving links also, but may not be able to play. Graham Bell's audio recording, how he invented, what was the need, when he invented, what was the scenario, what did he speak for the first time? Graham Bell, his own voice audio recording is there. Evolution, uh, I can play, but time is too less. I think Watson is talking about this. Is it audible? Audio is not clear. No, see that quality and see present day how much changes have taken place. Evolution of computers, similarly, evolution of computers also. Something I have got videos, but as I told you, I planned for 3 hours. I would have demonstrated and shown, and it takes time also. It is connected with my mobile data, so it may take some time. YouTube video. 2023. If you are not using AI for your creating your PowerPoints, then you're wasting 90% of your. There are two kinds of open educational resources. One is free, another is commercial. Evolution, I'm talking history of computers. That is why I've given you example of. Probably these things I think you can see only as an example. Edison discovered electricity. How that is also a history. Part of history. Science is cannot be taught without history, you know. So now I am asking you, if history is also being told, teacher is going to talk. Now, which method is being used more in our teaching learning? You can talk of your classrooms or you can talk of schools also. Which method is being used? Lecture method, historical method. Given three options only because I discussed only three now. Lecture method, lecture come demonstration, historical. Okay, yeah. You can give any option. Which method most of the teachers are using? Lecture come demonstration or historical? Okay, we'll go ahead with your data, not spend more time on this. Most of our schools or colleges are using lecture method. Okay, followed by some who are using lecture come demonstration method. Now let us go to student center approaches. I got very short time. Let us go very quickly. Have you heard of any of the following method? Have you heard about heuristic method, project method, problem solving method, laboratory method? Which method you have heard? If you have heard all, you can say all. All. Okay. I have not given all option. All is okay. Okay. It's good that our science teachers at UG level also know these methods of teaching. Very interesting. This is the first time I am interacting with this such kind of group, so it's very pleasant thing. Let us go to next. Any method which you have not had, project heuristic. Okay. Since you have heard, I'll be dependent on you. Student-centered method. I'm giving hint. Student is the center of attention here. Whether you talk of heuristic method, project method, problem solving method or laboratory method. Now you have to tell what does heuristic means, when it is utilized, what does project means, how it is utilized, what does problem solving means, how you are going to use it, laboratory method. Okay. Okay. Heuristic method. What does heuristic, how does the word heuristic was discovered? From where it is started? Heuristic method. Heurisco? Heurisco means what? I discover. Who is discovering? Teacher or scientist? We are talking about student-centered methods. Who is discovering? Student is discovering. So, student is the in the form of a discoverer. Heuristic method is a method of teaching which involves our placing of children as far as possible in the attitude of a discoverer. If teacher is student is discovering, then he is undergoing all kind of experiences. Armstrong was the proponent of this heuristic method. Its innovations are possible. Like light existed, they discovered later. Innovations are possible from the existing things. Since the child is discovering, it is scientific because he is doing the activity. Teacher supports whenever required. Teacher is not doing the activity, he is helping them understand. Has this method also has got certain advantages, certain disadvantages. Heuristics are mental shortcuts that are basically best guesses, which may not lead to accurate outcomes. For example, suppose taking a separate route. If you are going on a road, you come across lot of traffic. What do you do? Suddenly you discover, okay, let me take a bylane, and so that I can avoid the traffic. You may avoid the traffic or you may fall into congestion again. It may be possible. You are trying to discover. The child is trying to discover, but while doing so, he may go on a right path or a wrong path. Four principles are: try to understand the problem which child is encountering, make a plan for resolution of this, carry out this plan, then evaluate and adapt. Project method. What projects you are doing in your degree colleges? What projects you are giving to students?
Community service project. Community service project.
Okay.
Small research projects.
Small research projects and community service projects also you are giving. There are three types of projects. Three types of projects are there. One is individual problem projects you can give, or second is group projects you can give, or simple or complex projects also you can give. There are three different types of projects which can be given. This was first proposed by John Dewey as well as W.H. Kilpatrick. They said that provide situation for identification of the problem, select the project, plan the project, implement the project, evaluate and steps which has to be followed. Examples of project are like ask the child to create their own website. That can be a project. We are creating a video project program can be a project. Then bridge construction model has to be prepared. That can be a project. And as you say, from biology, you are giving community-based projects so that the students can go to the community and do the project or any other project which you can assign. When you are giving the project to the students. That means student becomes more active. There is freedom for students to do the project. Right or wrong, he is taking decision. Habit of critical thinking. He can start thinking why it is right, why I went wrong. Critical thinking is possible, and he gets ample chances for coordination of body and mind. Most of the time we are thinking about mind, giving knowledge, imparting knowledge. Physical exercise is not there. When you give project, the child goes and does the activity, so he gets time for doing the activity. Promotes social interaction, because you give projects in groups. Somebody may be good at writing, somebody may be good at thinking, somebody may be good at talking to people, or somebody may be good at writing the report. So they can put together, they'll give a good coordination. So load of homework can be reduced. Nowadays, what homework we are giving, instead of that homework, we can assign the projects to be done. Most probably at graduation level, it's good to give project method. But while doing so, you cannot give the entire syllabus as the project. Small projects you can give one or two projects for in the entire semester. That is more than sufficient. It takes lot of time. Entire content cannot be taught by using this. Requires teachers to be highly knowledgeable. Unless and until you have done the project or you know about the project, you cannot implement. Because if you ask somebody to write what kind of sand is available on the moon, if you have not read the material, probably you will not be able to do it. So you have to read, you know, should know the resources, how to write the report, all those things you should be knowing. Lack of implementation awareness among the teachers. How to implement that is also known to the teachers. Next is problem solving. Problems are encountered by all of us in various formats. Problem solving is woven into the fabric of logical thinking. Problems can be solved by using logical thinking. The problem determines the goal, and the goal controls the thinking process. Here, some advantages and some disadvantages I will speak. Advantages of problem solving are critical thinking is possible, real world applications can be done, creativity can be enhanced, independent learning is possible, and transferable skills are developed. Disadvantages again, student is doing and taking his own time, and lot of timing is being consumed. There is no standard way of solving a problem. Each one attempts in a different way. The lack of standardization. Evaluation, how it has to be done. Four people have done work to solve a problem. How to evaluate? Entire group has to be given same marks, or those who have done lot of work has to be given. That has to be decided. Require adequate background knowledge of the teacher. Potential frustration happens if problem is not resolved. Laboratory method. Laboratory method is very much essential for science teaching. Is there any college without lab? Any degree college in Andhra Pradesh without lab?
Lab is there, but can
Government or private? Private colleges are without lab?
yes, sir.
Acha. Government colleges have labs and equipments. As per the syllabus, everything is there.
No, sir. Many of the colleges are not.
So laboratory is a
Equipment is there, but
soul
no
of the
chemicals.
science programs. I feel I feel that laboratory should be soul of the science programs. If soul is not there, the body will become waste. So try to establish your labs at least through RUSA or something like that. Key features of laboratory. Laboratory method, if you use, you can do experimental setting has to be created. Practical application of the theoretical knowledge is possible. You can collect data. You can collect the data. You can test the hypothesis. You can do hands-on learning, precision control, and safety measures have to be taken if you are using laboratory. If you are giving some experiments to students, you have to take all this. These are the thing. If you use this method, motivation is possible, objective learning takes place, adjustment of each student with the content, curriculum and his colleagues and teachers is possible. The student becomes active, activity will be there, evaluation can be done, responses are the principle to be kept in mind. Uh, few, only few aspects regarding modern techniques. First, modern techniques are many, from brainstorming, mind mapping, concept mapping, etc. I am taking first brainstorming, mind mapping, concept mapping, and team teaching. Brainstorming, when it is done, have you done? Before starting the class, what you do is called creating motivation. Motivation. Brainstorming, if you encounter a problem, all of you sit together, try to give your own ideas, think about that particular concept and think about that situation, get ideas from everybody, discuss about the same matter. 10 people are sitting and discussing about something is brainstorming. Okay. 10 I am giving example, any n number of people, any topic. Mind mapping. Mind mapping, you see this mind map. Each mind map has got various ideas, idea 1, idea 2, idea 3, idea 4. And each idea is related to the central theme, central concept. And each idea will have sub-concept. So this is how it is. Concept mapping, each concept will be related to various other concepts, like in this example, tree provides oxygen, tree provides shade, trees are used to make papers. Tree is connected to oxygen and the line is connected, and here some verb is written. Oxygen is needed by most of the living organisms. Most of the living organisms are dependent on oxygen. This concept and this concept is connected by a line with a process. Like trees are provided. Trees are used to make papers. Paper is used to make notepads. Paper is used to make books. So those dots where it is intersecting is called notes. Lines are used and description is given. Team teaching. Team teaching is another technique of teaching. Very briefly, uh, one teacher is teaching in the class, two teachers are teaching, three teachers are teaching. All the two or three teachers are teaching the same concept, either in the same class or differently. Like for example, same class is being taught by two teachers here. So it is called team teaching. Team teaching means equal responsibility should be there. Who is going to do what? When one is going to speak, when another is going to speak, or which group or which aspect each one is going to teach. Proper coordination has to be there. Then it is possible. I'm going to the next. Challenges are there and other. Now suggest which techniques of teaching did you like the most and why? Various things are there, madam. I took very few for this purpose. Techniques, brainstorming, mind mapping, concept mapping, team teaching. Whichever you like, you can tell. Concept mapping, team teaching. I am trying to fix this concept in you. What are the different techniques? That is why I am telling. So 6 more minutes. I was talking about only techniques. This is why I am asking question after finishing completing one aspect. Brainstorming, team teaching. Okay. Let me go to the next. Please stop now. Okay, answers will keep coming. Micro teaching, skill of illustrating with examples. Uh, is teaching only one activity or it is made of various activities? Like for example, it's a combination of various activities. Okay, what are the activities? Okay, the way we are teaching in the class. What does it involve? Teaching involves what? Using this is a skill or not? Using this or using blackboard is a skill or not? Asking question is it a skill? Then illustrating with examples, is it a skill? Movement and gestures, is it reinforcement? Okay, introducing a lesson. Okay, there are number of skills, various 18 or more than 18 skills are there which make a combination. It is called each skill is practiced, like illustrating with examples, skill of explaining, skill of asking questions, skill of probing questions, skill of blackboard writing, skill of introducing a lesson, skill of reinforcement. There are various skills. That is why kindly remember when I started my class, I asked you whether teaching is art or a science. It's a combination of art and science. Inborn teachers are also there. We say he was a born teacher. Rabindranath Tagore was a born teacher. We say that. We sometimes say that before training, I was not able to teach properly. After my B.Ed, there is drastic change. I can beautifully communicate my ideas. So skills can be learned. When to speak, what to speak, how much to speak, how many things have to be added. This is called micro teaching. Micro teaching is practicing one skill at a time. I told you several skills, no? Each skill is practiced in a small group, 4 to 5 people, one teaching concept, small teaching concept for 4 to 5 minutes. Like you plan, you prepare your lesson plan before coming, you teach for 5 minutes, then you get feedback. Whom you teach, not school or classroom. You become student, one becomes teacher, and 4 5 sit as observer. You teach and you will get feedback. Based on feedback, you get replan your teaching. After reaching, replanning, reteach again for 5 minutes. This is for 5 minutes. This is for 5 minutes, and re-feedback for minutes. This is how the entire micro teaching. For planning, no time is given. You plan your lesson before coming to the classroom. But in the classroom, around within 30 to 36 minutes, the entire teaching completes. So this is called micro planning. It is very much important. So all put together, today we have discussed pedagogy. Pedagogy includes approaches, methods, and techniques. Approaches which we have discussed today is inductive approach, deductive approach, constructive approach. Teacher-centered methods we have discussed teacher-centered as well as student-centered. Among the teacher-centered methods, lecture method, lecture from demonstration method, historical method. Student-centered approaches we have discussed heuristic method, project method, problem-solving method, laboratory method. Techniques we have discussed brainstorming, mind mapping, concept mapping, and team teaching. We have discussed about models of teaching. We have not discussed, but models of teaching are also there. Micro teaching I have concluded. Final question. How do you rate today's interaction? So thank you, sir, for the opportunity. I was given time till 3 o'clock, so I have tried to concise my presentation. Thank you.
So test page and portfolios, sir. How portfolios should be conducted in class.
Portfolios.
Portfolios.
Portfolio is created as you go further. All the information. It's not a teaching technique. No?
In pedagogy, they are asking somewhere they have studies. So conducting of portfolios also sometimes useful in getting the feedback from